Hello and welcome to Nationwide. We are live in Abuja. I'm Ayodeji Makinde. We bring you trending stories from politics to international cooperation and, of course, security and sports. But for now, let's begin in Abuja, where industry experts at both national and subnational levels are shaping the draft of Nigeria's digital public infrastructure, aiming for a state-led approach to digital transformation. The summit focuses on three key pillars: a robust digital identity system, improved digital payments, and a reliable digital exchange framework. Together, these aim to close service gaps, boost innovation, and strengthen resilience across MDAs. With interoperability and data sharing at its core, DPI goes beyond technology. It's a development tool uniting public, private, and citizen needs into a seamless service system.
The subnationals who are very closer to even the society that we are trying to bring these services to them, they need to be part of the journey. They need to be in the picture so that at least we tap from their experience and ensure that we provision the rights and relevant regulatory instrument that can allow attainment of that good attributes of the DPI.
Together, we can ensure that every state, regardless of size or capacity, benefits from this transformative potential of DPI. As we move forward, our teams will continue to work closely with digital authorities to help translate the outcomes of this event into tangible actions that we can engage with state governors and other partners.
The digital public infrastructure draws its strength from the NITDA Act, NDPC Act, and federal government policy on Galaxy Backbone as the hub of ICT services in the country. Now, with the surge in solar deployment and acceptability, affordability is still a challenge in the country. The federal government is addressing this as a new deal has been signed for local production of solar equipment to cut importation. Correspondent Joshua Ujito reports.
Across Nigeria, solar energy is bringing light to communities once left in the dark. But most of the panels, batteries and inverters are imported, costly, and subject to global price shocks. Now, the Rural Electrification Agency is changing the narrative. The plan is clear: to attract investors, partner with local manufacturers, and build capacity to produce solar panels and other components in the country. The target is to cut costs, create jobs, and strengthen Nigeria's energy security. Already, an investor has indicated interest to build a manufacturing plant with the capacity to produce 1,000 megawatt solar equipment.
We have, working with the Budget Office, the Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning, we're able to catalyze the first round of the phase zero funding of the NPSI, which is the seed required for this localization. We are also working towards ensuring that the country has adequate talent development in country so that this manufacturing plant will utilize also Nigerian local talent to make sure that we operate, maintain this manufacturing plant.
It is also an opportunity, and Nigeria will witness this, to create a linkage between the nation's renewables market and the capital market.
Because of partnerships like this and because of investments like this, the investments that we follow on to usher in this new electricity supply industry can be assured to be more sustainable.
Agreement signed between parties for the takeoff of the project expected to transform the energy landscape for millions still off the grid. The promise of locally made solar equipment offers more than electricity. It offers opportunities, which the Rural Electrification Agency says the journey to energy independence is just beginning. Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, has prayed for a world filled with peace, standing firm against the provocations of war. This was when she received in audience the ambassador of the state of Qatar to Nigeria, Ali bin Ghanem Al-Hajri, in her office. While reacting to the recent attack in Doha, the capital of Qatar, the First Lady called for more understanding among nations of the world, noting that peace, as espoused by major religions, is close to the heart of God.
We just pray that our world will have peace and then we can live in love as the dictates of Allah. I think, the Muslim religion faith is about peace, and the Christian faith is also the same.
The visit of the ambassador, which held mainly behind closed doors, explored how to break a new ground of partnership between Renewed Hope Initiative and Qatar Foundation for Education, Science and Community Development in Doha, especially towards promotion of the Al-Majiri system of education and addressing the challenges of out-of-school children in the country. Elsewhere, Saudi Arabia authorities have released 3 Nigerian pilgrims who were detained in Jeddah a month ago following their arrests over alleged drug trafficking. This was confirmed at a press briefing in Abuja. Salwal Khalil Ibrahim has the details.
3 Nigerians, Mariam Abdullahi Bahija Aminu, and Abdul Hamid Sadiq, were recently freed from detention in Saudi Arabia after 4 weeks in custody. They had been arrested on August 6th in Saudi Arabia after a syndicate operating at the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport, Kano, tagged their luggage with illicit drug without their knowledge. They were traveling to Jeddah for the Lesser Hajj when they were detained for alleged drug trafficking. Following complaint from the families, an investigation was launched, leading to the arrest of the drug kingpin and 3 other members of the syndicate, including airline officials. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency and other government officials engaged with their Saudi counterpart to prove the innocence of the detainees and secure their release.
That following the series of engagements, one of the 3 Nigerians was released from custody on Sunday, the 14th September, and the remaining 2 on Monday, 15th September 2025, just 2 days ago. We'd like to reiterate our commitment that Nigeria will never abandon its citizens, especially when the facts clearly show that they are victims of criminal conspiracies, as in this case, as established in this case. We again assure the public of the agency's unwavering commitment to fight the scourge of substance abuse and illicit drug trafficking in the country, with no sacred cows in our enforcement duties.
The detainees are already on their way back to Nigeria. In Abuja, Salwa Khalil Ibrahim, NTA News.
6 months after President Bola Tinubu declared a state of emergency in Rivers State, there are indications that barring any unforeseen circumstances, the state may soon return to democratic governance. Activities to usher in democratic governance have been holding across the state in the last few days. These include a Thanksgiving service by the sole administrator, Rear Admiral Ibok Ite Ibas, a dinner with civil servants in the state, and inauguration of constituted boards. There are also ongoing rehabilitation of roads in the state's capital, while other stakeholders, including elder statesmen, have been calling on citizens to embrace peace and unite ahead of the expected return of democratic rule in the state. We will now join Kingsley Amajiri, live in Port Harcourt, for more on this developing story. Kingsley, bring us up to speed.
Ayodeji, I would like to tell you that for residents and inhabitants of Port Harcourt and across parts of Rivers State, there is this enthusiasm to have the democratic institutions restored after about 6 months into the emergency rule. We've gone around the city of Port Harcourt, and we also interacted with a number of residents. The expectations are high, especially with the leadership of the current emergency leadership in the state announcing in 2 different occasions that this administration is winding down, which means it is giving way an indication that there will be restoration of democratic institutions in the state. Over the past 6 months that this emergency rule have lasted, there is this kind of disenchantment among the residents, among some residents, so to speak, the need for restoration of democratic institutions, given that Nigeria is currently practicing democratic governance. Many expect that with the restoration of democratic institutions across the state, that a number of these projects that have been stalled in the last 6 months, there will be restoration of activities in the project sites. And of course, while some are expectant to roll out their drums when the presidency may have announced the return to democratic leadership in the state, some also have called for caution, asking the leadership both at the executive arm and the legislative arm to draw lessons from what has happened in the state in the past 6 months, and also work collectively to ensure that this remaining of the administration will be a period of healing, a period of project implementation and execution, a period to give back to the society, especially the electorate that are waited anxiously to reap the dividends of this leadership that they elected in the last general election. Overall, the city is calm, and I will tell you, Deji, that the people of Rivers State are anxious to see this leadership come on board. And of course, for some others, they have also called for caution to see how events will play out if eventually the democratic institutions is restored and the executive and legislative arm of government becomes functional again here in Rivers State.
Interesting and sharing updates coming there from the Garden City, Port Harcourt. Kingsley and Marjorie, thanks so much for letting us know the level of preparation as the anticipation for the return of democratic governance. The countdown continues. Thank you once again. From Port Harcourt, let's come back to the North Central, where APC Youth Leaders Forum, they've drummed their support for President Bola Tinubu in view of his monumental achievements in the zone, which are visibly changing the socio-economic narratives. The forum said President Tinubu's milestones cut across infrastructure, social investment networks, and key appointments into government offices and establishments, and they lauded the elevation of Olumode Samuel Adeyemi as Controller General of Federal Fire Service.
We reaffirm our unwavering support for Mr. President's renewed hope agenda. We pledge to continue mobilizing the youth of North Central Zone and beyond in support of good governance, national development, and the entrenchment of democratic values. We are confident that under the leadership of Olumode Samuel Adeyemi, the Federal Fire Service will experience a positive transformation that will inspire trust, build resilience, and ensure the safety and security of our communities.
The youth commended the president's initiative in areas of improved production of Nigerian passports and subsidy removal, which is providing more money to states for development as well as job creation across boards. The House of Representatives Committee on Aviation has made a case for the Nigerian Airspace Management Agency, NAMA, to get more than the present approved 22% share from its generated revenue alongside the immediate implementation of the NAMA Act 2022 for optimal performance. This was the focal point at the ongoing 4-day retreat for the committee in Abuja. National Assembly correspondent Joshua Ogunjide reports.
Themed Emerging Trends in Global Aviation, Sustainability Technology, and Digital Transformation. Discussions centered around the airspace management, legislative oversight, and other stakeholders' engagement.
Our goal is to develop actionable plans and reinforce priorities that enhance aviation safety.
Presenting the 22% allocation to the agency as a far cry from the resources needed to meet its needs, The agency and committee members called for the immediate implementation by ensuring the cessation of the 50% deduction at source from NAMA's IGR.
We have invested hugely in procuring instrument landing systems, surveillance system, communication system, and yet you are still paying us peanuts.
These key players agree will form a significant enabler for infrastructure modernization.
You will have a lot of things. Almost all the airports in Nigeria will have ILS. They will have Dopplers, so that there will be perfect takeoff and perfect landing in any thick or bad weather in the country.
ICAO is International Civil Aviation Organization with the critical elements of ICAO State Safety Oversight System as a tool for any legislative oversight.
Speakers added that NAMA must modernize its infrastructure and invest in cutting-edge technology like performance-based navigation and digital aeronautical information management systems in line with best global practice. In Abuja, Joshua Ogujli, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu has congratulated former Inspector General of Police Mohammed Abubakar Adamu while in Lafayette on his birthday today, September 17, 2025. The president praises the former police chief, the 20th in the country, for his decades of service. He notes his steady leadership in maintaining law and order and his contributions to modernizing policing standards nationwide. President Tinubu acknowledges Mohammed Abubakar Adamu's role in mentoring a generation of officers and strengthening the force's institutional capacity and reforms which continue to shape internal security management, and wishes him good health, renewed strength, and many more years of fulfillment. Now let's go over to the Center of Excellence where Adeola in our Lagos Network Center will give us the next set of reports.
Thank you, Ayodeji. Renewed efforts by Servicom in ensuring efficient service delivery across ministries, departments, and agencies of government has engendered rapid transformation of the facilities in 7 selected airports across the country under the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria FAN. Joe Akpokwola reports that most of the recommendations captured in the 2018 Servicom compliance report have been implemented to meet the expectations of domestic and international travelers.
The airport is the country's first port of call and creates a lasting impression which could attract investors into the country. And the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria FAN responded swiftly to observations captured by Servicom during assessment of the selected airports. This presentation by the Servicom team, led by the head of operations, Ngozi Akibodewa, to the management of FAN in Lagos, is to keep the agency informed about its current outlook and areas in need of urgent improvement. Giving an assessment of the implementation status of the compliance report, Servicom head of operations says most of the teething infrastructural deficits requiring immediate and long-term solutions have been addressed by the management of FAN.
FAN management has installed the recommended dual view X-ray scanners at majority of the terminals of the evaluated airports. Restroom facilities at Abuja and Owerri airports have been fully upgraded. The management of FAN has installed variable refrigerant flow VRF cooling systems at 6 evaluated airports.
With this official presentation of the report, Servicom has helped ensure best practice at the nation's airports, and the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria assured these improvements will be sustained. Both Servicom and FAN agreed that the evaluation has been impactful.
Even if you're doing excellently well, you need some assessments, you need somebody to evaluate, you need somebody to review your performances. Servicom has provided that, and they're not just a tool for health evaluation, they are also passengers, they are Nigerians.
For the growth trajectory to continue, the charge for FAN is to remain focused in its ongoing facility upgrade. In Lagos, Joel Ukbola, NTA News.
Hard work, they say, pays. No matter how long it takes, a time of recognition will surely come. This was demonstrated when individuals who have contributed to the growth of the media and the creative industry were rewarded at the Nigerian Teen Pageant in Lagos. And yours sincerely bagged the On-Air Personality of the Year 2025. Larry Belay reports.
The Nigerian Television Authority is making significant impact as the largest and the best, using its platform to change the negative narrative and rebuild the image of Nigeria. This feat has continued to receive recognition, and one of its presenters, Adeola Kami Akere, who encourages beauty and brains on the network program Saturday Night, was recognized as the On-Air Personality of the Year 2025 by Lumin 8 Lifestyle magazine, organizers of the Nigerian Teen Pageant, with some other Nigerians who have contributed positively in their unique ways, making impact in their chosen careers.
I will want to encourage journalists outside. Be yourself. Have the passion, the zeal. First, don't think of the remuneration.
The Nigerian Teen Beauty Pageant is a clear testament of the fact that the country is blessed with incomparable, beautiful and intelligent young ladies, and many individuals are exploring these qualities, projecting the nation's rich and diverse cultural heritage on the global scene. 16-year-old Dasola Motilukuro, against all odds, defeated other contestants to be crowned Miss Nigerian Teen Africa.
Our sincere apologies for the abrupt end of that report from our Lagos Network Center, but Nationwide continues after this moment. Stay tuned. You're welcome back. The Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center is exploring deeper collaboration with the Economic Community of West African States ECOWAS Commission to promote peace, security, climate justice, and regional integration. Muhammad Rabiu Ali reports that CISLAC and partners have presented the 2024 to 2029 strategy document as the first step towards takeoff of the partnership.
Inequality remains the reason for the crisis in West Africa that requires urgent attention. This engagement is to foster collaboration and inclusive development with the ECOWAS Commission to tackle inequality.
We could be amplifying the voices of the marginalized communities and promoting policies that benefit the most vulnerable households or communities.
We want to see how we can support ECOWAS to ensure that we actually have more democratic election in our country.
We cannot address insecurity alone. That is why we are working together. We must work together.
Stressing the importance of advancing human rights, social justice, thereby reducing poverty, on initiatives that will promote peace, development, and integration in the region. In Abuja, Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
The Minister of Livestock Development, Idi Mukhtar Meha, says cattle roaming streets of the Federal Capital Territory will soon be a thing of the past. He stated this during the ministry's maiden media retreat organized for livestock journalists in Kaduna with the theme, Driving Livestock Growth Through Strategic Communication. Yusuf Jika reports.
Cattle roaming streets of Abuja is gradually becoming a source of concern not only to its residents but to the city's status. This was among the concerns brought to the fore at the media retreat organized by the Ministry of Livestock Development for livestock journalists, where the minister said plans are underway to relocate cattle roaming Abuja Center City to the full gazetted grazing reserves in the territory, reiterating the ministry's commitment to unlocking full potentials of the livestock industry for economic growth and prosperity.
Those full grazing reserves has a total land area of 33,000 hectares of land. We are going to also do an evaluation of security concerns, the availability, functionality of social amenities in those grazing reserves.
We will address the challenges inherent in the livestock sector, as well as the abundant opportunities available.
Participants at retreat undertook on a ranch-guided tour in Zaidi Farm led by the minister Idi Mukhtar Meha, highlighting the beauty of ranching and its multi-dimensional benefits, saying pastoralism is no longer sustainable.
And this is the picture we want to replicate across the country going forward. Under the president's, under this government renewed hope agenda, the livestock component is preaching what we are seeing here.
Ranching is a process and is possible. It is the future of the livestock industry that requires the support of all stakeholders. In Kaduna, Yusuf Jika, NTN News.
And from Kaduna, let's go to Osun State, where the rush to be part of the democratic process is evident as residents continue to besiege INEC offices for the ongoing continuation voter registration exercise. Femi Afariogun out there in INEC office in Oshogbo will tell us more about this development and this urge by the residents of Osun State to participate in the CVR exercise. Kayode, tell us more than what we already know.
Ayodeji, it is almost 4 weeks since the commencement of nationwide continuous voter registration exercise. In the online phase of the registration, Osun State stood out as one of the few states that recorded the highest number of registrants across the country. The momentum has now shifted to the physical registration, where in many INEC offices across the states, they are daily witnessing the large turnout of eligible voters, young and old men and women, all eager to be captured in the voter registration exercise that is going on. Every day, the front of this office is always filled with registrants, and the reason why people are not here at the moment is because INEC has finished attending to them today. Till tomorrow again, where we will see most of the registrants to fulfill their civic responsibility. For staff of the commission, it has been a busy season for them. Many people throng registration centers, not just to register for fresh enrollment, but also for replacement of lost card and change of location. At some point, the resident electoral commissioner of this state had to step in to educate registrants that such adjustments do not require joining the long queues for fresh registration. Adjustments only need when it requires. The growing awareness is largely the outcome of voter education and sensitization carried out by the INEC in collaboration with other stakeholders. In furtherance of this drive, the resident electoral commissioner led his team on courtesy visit to traditional rulers to enlist their support. At the palace of Owa Obokun of Eshaland, Oba Clement Adeshuyi Astrop, the monarch pledged to mobilize his subjects for the exercise, describing it as a civic duty that strengthens democracy in this country. Similar assurance we are secured during visit to other royal fathers, including the Orangon of Ila and Olowo of Owukuta, who have promised to encourage their people to participate actively in the ongoing registration exercise. INEC, on its part, is assuring residents that no eligible voter will be left unattended to. The Commission is calling for patience, cooperation, and understanding from registrants as staff continue to manage the surge of turnout. The continuous voter registration exercise continues across the state, with the Commission emphasizing that a credible registered remains the bedrock of free in the next year Osun governorship election and 2027 general elections.
Kayode, I was wondering if you could quickly tell me what is the level of turnout from the elderly and persons with disability? Eve of activities in front at the INEC office, the turnout is en masse.
the people with disability, they were giving them privilege ahead of others. Even the elderly, they gave them special consideration because they believe that they need proper access to fulfill their civic responsibility. So here is the affairs is easy for people with disability and likewise elderly.
Kayode, I'd like to thank you for your contribution at INEC office out there in Oshogbo to let us know at least the turnout is impressive moving forward to future elections. Well, let's talk more on security now. The National Counter-Terrorism Center under the Office of the National Security Advisor is intensifying measures to cut the supply chain of materials used for manufacturing improvised explosive devices by criminals. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa reports that the National Coordinator, NCTC, Major General Adamu Garba-Laka, stated this at a training session on countering improvised explosive devices in Abuja.
Improvised explosive devices, IED, are mostly homemade bombs produced from items like glasses, metal fragments, and fertilizer. More than 70% of casualties arising from the ongoing fight against terrorism in northeast Nigeria are said to be IED related. This training is focused on developing the capacity of these first responders to effectively identify and counter IED threats, a task that requires bravery and advanced skills.
The overall objective is to improve the capacity of EOD and K9 personnel to operate equipment, harmonize procedures, and strengthen interagency cooperation and ensure clarity and efficiency in command and control processes.
The easy access to items used for the production of IED is a major challenge.
The problem with IEDs, the materials used in their production can be sourced in the open market. So that's why we control the movement of urea to the northeast. What the insurgents began doing is using unexploded ordnances, using of pressure plates, batteries, telephones to detonate such things. So what we do, we try to control the movement of such materials to the northeast.
The overall objective of this platform is to upscale the capacity of this personnel to detect, disarm, and dispose IEDs to enhance a more secured environment. From the National Counter-Terrorism Center here in Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
In a renewed effort to strengthen the foundation of military life, the Nigerian Army has emphasized the importance of building happy and peaceful families among its personnel. This is the focus of a workshop organized by the Nigerian Army as proactive steps to strengthen family ties in motivating the frontline operatives. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa has the details.
It is an established fact that peaceful homes provide the required moral booster for soldiers to remain gallant on their national assignment. Unresolved family issues could influence the morale of personnel, discipline, and performance in the line of duty. To further entrench basic family values, the Nigerian Army Women Command organized this workshop for the Nigerian Army personnel and their spouses.
The well-selected theme of this workshop, that is securing the home front to strengthen the front line, underscores the significance we place on support for the home front as a critical component of personnel welfare and ultimately my soldier first concept.
The workshop is particularly important because it highlights the crucial balance between work and family life, a balance that has direct impact on the productivity of Nigerian Army personnel.
Experts believe that by strengthening the family unit, the Nigerian Army is not only investing in the well-being of its personnel, but also ensuring a long-term stability and professionalism within the force. In Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
In an era marked by increasingly complex and evolving security threats, the need to meticulously design and re-evaluate critical and strategic roles played by both kinetic and non-kinetic approaches in countering security challenges within the nation becomes imperative. This was the focus of the NIPS and Peace Building Development Consult Leadership Course on non-kinetic operations and its coordination in Abuja. Defense correspondent Olajide Bello reports.
By dissecting the full spectrum of modern security dynamics from military force, projection to psychological operations, diplomacy, intelligence and community engagement, the program aims to equip participants with a holistic understanding of how integrated multidimensional strategies can decisively shape national resilience and stability.
Kinetic operations and capabilities in the conduct of armed forces of Nigeria's irregular warfare to tackle threats to national security with a view to profiling strategies for mitigation.
The objective of this course is centered at re-evaluating the strategic significance and viability of the non-kinetic operations approach to security, counter-terrorism and counterinsurgency operations.
To create a program where security agencies, citizens, soft power agencies can realize that the efforts to defeat the security challenges that we have, the enemies of Nigeria, both internal and external, will need a different form of approach.
Through rigorous analysis and thoughtful leadership, the course serves as a vital platform for rethinking traditional paradigms and advancing innovative solutions to safeguard the nation's sovereignty and peace. Olajide Bello, NTA News.
The world marks International Day for the Preservation of the Ozone Layer, and experts in Maiduguri, Borno State are suggesting the adoption of sustainable strategies to tackle cancer and other life-threatening diseases. Abubakar Musa reports.
16th of September every year has been set aside by the United Nations General Assembly as a day to reflect on the significance of the ozone layer as well as the negative effect it could have on the larger society, especially when ignored.
It is like a ceiling to your house. So you imagine if the ceiling is not there, you feel the direct heat of the sun. The whole room will be very hot. So that is what the ozone does to us.
Ozone layer depletion has been described as one of the disadvantages affecting functionality of the ozone, primarily caused by man-made chemicals like chlorofluorocarbons that reach the stratosphere.
Without it, we will be so vulnerable. Our ecosystem will be affected, our agriculture will be affected, marine ecosystem will also be affected. Even our health will be affected. We need to intensify awareness. People act ignorantly. Some people use these substances, they don't even know that they are doing harm to the environment.
Experts say ozone layer depletion also increases harmful UVB radiation at the surface, leading to higher rates of skin cancer, cataracts, damages plants and marine life, as well as the human immune system. With the theme, From Science to Global Action, this year's commemoration serves as a call to renew global commitment to protect the Earth's fragile atmospheric shield. In Maiduguri, Abubakar Musa, NTA News.
And we'll stick with Maiduguri, where Abubakar Musa will tell us more on what these experts are saying for a healthier and prosperous society that is devoid of life-threatening diseases. This ozone layer must be protected, isn't it?
All right, that's true, Ayodeji, and thank you for joining us here. Just as the theme of this year's World Ozone Day implies, from science to global action, there is need for all of us here on Earth to understand, to always keep in mind the relationship between the ozone layer and mankind, as well as its overall impact on the larger society. One fundamental aspect that I must also share with you here, as far as the ozone layer is concerned, is the issue of awareness creation. A lot of people out there that I have interacted with between yesterday and today don't even know what the ozone layer means, let alone an international day that has been set aside to preserve it. So protecting the ozone layer ought to be considered a matter of utmost importance, considering the crucial role it plays in our lives. Research in every ramification has clearly shown that the ozone layer goes a long way in protecting human beings from contracting diseases like cancer and cataract. And it doesn't just stop at that. It also protects plants, marine life, as well as the human, immune system.
Well, I cannot just thank you enough for bringing us up to speed as per the views of experts on the need to sensitize people more on the need to preserve the ozone layer and cut down drastically on activities that are depleting the ozone layer. Abubakar Musa in our Maiduguri Network Center. Thanks for giving us that update on the World Ozone Layer Day. From the northeast, time now to go to the south in our Benin Network Center, and Udwak is standing by to give us the next set of reports.
Hello, Ayodeji, and welcome to Benin. Edo State government is in discussion with the state developers and professionals in the land and property environment to make land acquisition and layout approvals more efficient and transparent. This is in a bid to check sharp practices within the sector. The state government demonstrated its commitment in this regard at a stakeholders engagement meeting at the Government House. Good luck, Enaini reports.
These are industry players, estate developers, town planners, and other professionals in building construction. They converge on Government House to brainstorm on the best practices in line with international standards. Governor Monday Okpewolo is optimistic of a better outcome that will help streamline layout approvals and ensure every new development aligns with the state's 30 years master plan.
The master plan provides the blueprint that ensures every new layout aligns with the broader vision of our state.
The Director of Urban Research, Planning and Design, Mazi Shei, in his presentation explained the legal framework and design principles guiding layout planning in the state. Discussions got even more engaging as participants shared concerns and suggestions about the current processes, calling for more synergy between government and professionals in the field.
Come to physical planning to confirm the land use.
It is the process of land allocation that defines planning.
For the Edo State Development and Building Control Agency, the meeting is not only about policies, but a partnership to create a more organized, transparent, and people-friendly approach to land use and physical planning.
We should be cautious of what we do. There are laid down processes for every business. And in the estate development business, we are telling you this is the right way to go.
As Edo pushes forward with its urban renewal and master plan goals, may just be a key step in building the cities of a better tomorrow. In Benin, good luck in NT News.
Governor Sharif Oberiwori of Delta State has affirmed his administration's commitment to the successful takeoff of the Federal University of Medical and Health Sciences, Kwale. The governor made the commitment when he received the governing council and management of the institution led by its chairman and pro-chancellor, Dr. Salisu Banye, in Asaba, Delta State. Susan Su tells us more.
The governor described the Federal University of Medical and Health Sciences as a legacy project that will boost access to quality education and healthcare delivery in the state. He assured the visiting team that his administration will continue to provide necessary support, including infrastructure and logistics, to ensure the university's smooth takeoff. According to him, his government has already approved the use of the General Hospital Kwale as a takeoff point for the teaching hospital, while efforts are ongoing to extend electricity supply to the campus.
As a pioneer, much is expected of you to put this university on solid footing. The job at hand demands sacrifice, hard work, commitment, dedication, resourcefulness. As government, we shall continue to do everything possible
to get this university properly established.
The Pro-Chancellor Dr. Salisu Banye expressed gratitude to Governor Borori for his unwavering support, describing the establishment of the university as a landmark achievement for both the state and the country. He disclosed that the institution, established on March 6, 2023, is preparing for the National Universities Commission NUC resource verification.
With your continued support, we are confident that this medical university will evolve into a center of excellence that will serve as a model for other institutions across the country.
In Asaba, Susan Esu, NTA News.
And that's it from Benin. Nationwide continues in Enugu studio, but that will be after the break. Please stay.
All right, let's connect with our Enugu Network Center, and Chika will be our guide.
To Enugu Network Center. In its avowed commitment to transform moribund assets to generate sustainable development, job creation, and inclusive growth, the Enugu State government has signed a joint venture memorandum of understanding to revitalize and operationalize Enugu Songhai Regional Center. Chika Ugu reports that the Industry and Agro-Processing Center.
The present administration in Enugu State, since inception in office, has made remarkable efforts in promoting human capital development, poverty eradication, job creation, and economic growth through agriculture. Reviving moribund assets in the state has been a key motivator to attaining this feat, reason for the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding for the revitalization of Songhai agro-industrial projects.
Enugu State government will provide the enabling environment, clear land use framework, and strategic oversight to deliver sustainable, scalable impact in line with the state policy objectives. Triple Limited will serve as financiers and investors, mobilizing the capital and resources necessary.
The Songhai agro-industry, if regenerated, will not only empower youth technical leadership and entrepreneurial skills, but will also strengthen food security and empower rural communities through value chain development and agro-enterprise, facilitate technology transfer and adoption of modern farming processing.
Enugu State is one of the richest in biological capital. We're not even tapping it today. This project is to do two things. Understand the new way of doing things that the government is promoting, the new ways of seeing reality, and develop the capacity to harness these incredible resources we have today.
If we can import what is produced in Europe, high cost of production, why can't we produce here and send to them?
The Memorandum of Understanding was meticulously drafted by all key players and the Office of the State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice. In Enugu, Chika Ugu, NTA News.
That's it from here. Ayodeji, it's back to you.
Thanks so much, Comfort, in our Enugu Network Center. As Nigeria heads towards actualizing the gains of the blue economy, on-board training of Nigerian cadets remain the priority of government. Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, while addressing stakeholders at the Maritime Academy of Nigeria, Oron in Akwa Ibom State, says the federal government is rolling out policies to make the sector vibrant and globally competitive. Clement Barikwi has the details.
Gathered here are stakeholders cutting across all subsectors of the maritime sector, including the representative of the Akwa Ibom State government. Their mission here is to discuss recent implementation of the national policy on marine and blue economy, with particular reference to on-board training opportunities for Nigeria's merchant navy cadets. Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, in a message to the 2025 third quarter stakeholders engagement, reaffirms the federal government's commitment to ensure the country's seafarers, cadets, and maritime professionals are not only globally competitive, but also well-equipped to drive the growth and sustainability of the sector.
The ministry is currently working to operationalize the new approved national policy on marine and blue economy.
The stakeholders were unanimous on the need for collaborative efforts in actualizing President Bola Tinubu's vision for the blue and marine economy.
Plans are on the way to make you have a better lease of life by the policies of government in the blue economy.
The Academy has also gone further to secure further training abroad for 2 of the professional staff in Maritime Academy of Nigeria.
Really, we have mapped out, we have looked at our strengths, we have looked at our weaknesses, we have looked at opportunities that are there, we have looked at the threats.
2 memorandums of understanding were signed to further seal deals on training and certification. Clement Barikui, NTNU.
And that's nationwide. I'd like to thank you for your time. I'm Ayodeji Makinde from all of us here in Abuja. Enjoy the rest of our broadcast. Good evening.